Hello there, and welcome back to another video. And today I will be unboxing, speed building and reviewing LEGO set number 76387 Hogwarts Fluffy Encounter from LEGO Harry Potter. Now this set has 397 pieces, and that includes 4 minifigures, one of which is a special gold minifigure to celebrate the 20th anniversary of LEGO Harry Potter. Anyway, let's just jump straight into it. So, on the front of the box, you of course get a picture of what the set comes with. And it also has that nice 20th anniversary logo, that's nice, as well as of course telling you the minifigures you get. And like I said, you get that nice golden Hermione. But yeah, it does a really good job of showing it. You can see that you get this hall area and then you get this separate tower. And there's a really nice harp build over there, and of course you get Fluffy himself as well. But yeah, the front makes it look really good. And then again, as usual, on the back you get to see the interior. So you can see in the tower section there's sort of a potions lab maybe. And then of course there's the hall to keep Fluffy in, as well as the trapdoor down to the Devil's Snare, so that's really nice. And you can see up here that the trapdoor can actually be opened for you to drop the minifigures through. And then you can see that you can spin Fluffy round if you really want to. And then you can see some shots of Fluffy sleeping with the harp playing music. So yeah, this is making it look very good. And of course you do also get 2 of the collectible wizard tiles in it. Now I am super excited to get into this, so I'm not going to wait any longer. Here's everything that came inside the box. 3 individually numbered bags of Lego, 1 sticker sheet, and an 86-page instruction booklet. Now I am super excited to build this, so today I am going to build this and wrap it up into a very quick speed build. So here is the completed build. Build time today was just over 50 minutes, and let's just jump straight into it. So this is Harry Potter, and he's in these Gryffindor robes, even though in the scene none of them were wearing school uniform, they were wearing their own clothes. But he's in Gryffindor robes anyway. So he has these nice short non-bendable black legs. And then his cloak, you can see it's tied up at the top, and you can see his school jumper underneath, and his tie and his shirt, and then there's his hood around the back, and of course one of these new wands, and that face print that they've used for the first 2 movies, so that's still good with that scared expression on the back. And I still love that hairpiece with the cutout for the scar, so just a great minifigure. This is the Ron Weasley minifigure. Again, he has these short black legs, and he's also wearing a robe, although his is open, so you can see more of that jumper there, and that tie, and some nice creases as well. And then, again, just the print for the hood on the back. And then he has that same nice smiling face, and scared face as all the other first and second year minifigures. And then that same long wavy hair, well, medium length wavy hair, and then one of these new wands. So just another really nice minifigure. This is the Hermione Granger minifigure. She's got the same legs and torso as Harry, a lighter coloured wand, and then the same face print as the first and second year minifigures with that scared expression on the back, and then that same nice wavy hair as the first and second year minifigures, and I think that really suits her. And for 2021, to mark the 20th anniversary of LEGO Harry Potter, they included a golden minifigure in most of their sets. So in this set it is of course Hermione Granger, and she's stood on one of these minifigure display stands. She's got nice pearl gold short legs, and then her torso print is actually different to the Hermione minifigure you get in the set, because you can see this is just her jumper, she's not wearing a cloak, but you can also see that there's stars printed on there, as well as metallic detail. And then around the back they've actually got this 20 years of LEGO Harry Potter instead of just creases, so that's nice. As you can see there, there's no alternate expression, but it is the same expression just in gold, and the same hair as well. But yeah, that's just a really nice minifig. You also get 2 chocolate frog cards. I got Minerva McGonagall and another Godric Gryffindor there, and you can see there's some nice metallic printing on them, as well as that pentagon shape like they are in the films. And also in the back of the instructions there is actually a checklist, so you can tick the cards off once you get them. And you can also use this to identify which cards you got, so that's very useful. So with the set you get this nice harp build, and this is, I think this looks really good. It's on this rounded base, so it's quite stable. I mean, obviously you can knock it over quite easily, but it won't just fall over on its own. You can turn it round. As you can see, it's not the strongest thing ever, because this bit is just held up by a single column, and this is attached with a clip, so that's actually more stable than this is. There's also that really nice string piece. Unfortunately that was a sticker, but it has a good effect, so I don't mind it too much. And this lines up perfectly with that, and very well with the top. There is a bit of a gap, as you can see, but I don't mind it that much. But yeah, I do just really like this build. As the name of the set suggests, you do also get a build for the 3-headed dog Fluffy. So I do actually think this is a very nice build. It's got a small tail around the back, it can be moved up and down, and it can actually turn side to side, so that's nice. The legs are all pretty much identical. They can move like that because they're attached using a Technic pin, and then the lower section is attached with a ratchet joint, so it does make for some good posability, so you can move the legs around quite a lot. You can see there's this nice sloping and these sort of claw pieces to represent the fur, so that's nice. And you can also see the rounded belly underneath, that's also nice. And then of course there's the 3 heads, and each one is actually uniquely printed, and the printing on them is actually quite clever, because if you look at Fluffy from this way you can see that he's very angry and fierce, but then if you face him this way and maybe even lie him down, he's asleep. So that's actually really good, because they've got one sleeping head, one angry head, and then one that's half and half. So I mean, it doesn't look too great when you look at it from the front, but it looks great when you look at it from the sides. And yeah, I think that's just a really great build. But the biggest part of the set is of course Hogwarts. So in 2018, when LEGO restarted making Harry Potter sets, they had this really nice system. It made the castle sections look quite accurate, and then in 2021, to celebrate the 20th anniversary, they created a new Hogwarts system, and I do think this one also looks really nice. This one isn't meant to be accurate, this is more meant to be modular. and you can see that they've also brought back the sand green roofs, which a lot of people were very happy about. But yeah, as I said, this is mostly meant to be modular, and it does a very good job of doing that. So you can take this roof off, these come apart quite easily, and you can take this off, and you can take this off as well. So you can see that there's a lot of pieces that you can put together in multiple different ways. So this section is quite nice. You can see from the outside it has these big windows and also a Hogwarts crest. There's not much going on the exterior. There's some accent bricks around and some nice stickers. But then once you turn it around, you can see the interior is quite bare. There is this beam up here which is actually designed to be easily taken out to allow better access. But yeah, as you can see, there's not much inside. There's a chicken leg and there's this mysterious bar. I'll talk about that in a second. But this is actually the chamber for Fluffy to stay in. So once you get Fluffy in, it obviously does look very busy. You can't really get this on with him stood up. But if you lie him down, you can get the roof on quite easily. Just like so. And then you can get the roof on like that. So yeah, that is very good. So if you have read the books or watched the films, you will know what this is. This is the trapdoor that they jump through. And it opens and there's a nice hole underneath. Not really much to talk about though, but yeah, it's a nice little feature. It's easy to lift up and it doesn't fall through because that bar stops it from falling through. If that bar wasn't there, then it would just fall underneath, but they've got a bar there so it doesn't do that. This section on the exterior, it has these rocks which aren't film or book accurate because it's actually set up on a cliff, so there aren't really any rocks. And since this corridor is on the 3rd floor, there wouldn't be any rocks on the 2nd floor. But for this, it does make it look good because you can imagine it's just rocks from the ground and it's built into the ground. So yeah, that's good. There's also some nice grassy bits, and then you can see it transitioning into the brickwork there. Around the back, you can see that this is home to a plant. And again, if you've read the books or watched the films, you should know what this is. This is the Devil's Snare. So the minifigure would fall through the trapdoor and into the Devil's Snare, and then they just have to relax to get out of it. But yeah, it's not the best representation of Devil's Snare ever. But it does the job, and you can also see that there's this big bone in the background as well. This section has a sort of balcony area, so yeah, that's nice with the gold detailing there and a couple of accent bricks and this nice archway. There's really not much going on inside though. There's a couple of torches and that's it. I wish they could have had more in this, but they didn't, so I mean, it's okay. It looks a lot better from the exterior and it's useful for when you're building things with this set, but on its own there's not really much to talk about. Then there's this tall cone shaped roof. You can see there's also these two nice cones here as well, and of course this big main one made out of multiple different elements. So yeah, it does look quite good from the outside, but funnily enough, this one does have an interior. You can see it's a sort of potions lab. So there's a pot for you to brew the potions in, and you can see that's over a flame with a translucent orange stud. And then inside there's a table with a jar of something. You can't quite make out what it says, and then a blue jar of something and a candle. And that's on a nice table. It's a bit of a shame they didn't put that in the other bit. And then there's also this sticker which I am surprised how easily I got that on there and how well I got it on there. I know a lot of people had a lot of trouble with that, and I'm not going to say it was easy to put on, I'm just going to say I was quite lucky with putting it on. But yeah, this is a nice section as well. Then there's one final roof section. There's this nice slope and cheese slopes just as decoration. It's a bit of a shame they didn't put anything on here. It's not too bad until you see that these bottom two have holes in it, and I think that just makes it look a bit incomplete. But there's not really too much they could have done with that. This is on Technic pieces, so it can slope up and down, and you can see there's these green slopes inside to continue the slope. And then on the interior, there's not really much. There's these nice sloped pieces here. Again, it's a bit of a shame they didn't cover those up, but I can live with it. And then there's these floating candles, or at least I'm assuming they're meant to be floating candles, because otherwise you'd just put them on the wall, really. But then the floating candles are only really in the Great Hall. But it's still a nice feature. You can move them out and in, and you can also move them closer to the wall or further away from the wall if you want to, or you can just break it like I did. But yeah, they're quite nice. Not much going on with them, but it's a nice roof section. Now, as I said, this is mostly meant to be modular, and to help you attach some of the sections together, they've included these two light grey Technic pins, and you can see on the castle sections there are in fact Technic holes. So if you just put those into the holes and then you just push two sections together, it holds quite well, but it's also easy to take apart again, and you can take these out because they are low friction pins. So yeah, it's a good choice of pin that they used. I do, however, have one problem with this set, because if you put it together how I put it together in the speed build, it does look very good from the outside, but then on this section in here, the trapdoor just leads to nothing. So for that, you'd need to put the trapdoor above this section, like so, which does still look okay from the front. It's not the best look ever, and then the trapdoor is above the devil's snare there, but then you just have a single roof section, and I do get why they did this. It makes it more modular and gives you more combinations, and also it gives you an incentive to buy another set, because then you'd have somewhere to put the roof. But I do think it's a bit annoying, because if you've just got the one set, then you just have to either have it with the hole above the devil's snare or have it looking good from the inside. So it's kind of, you have to choose between the exterior and the interior, which I'm not really a fan of. But there is a nice range of different ways you can attach the castle sections, and most of them do look very good. So that's one really good thing to come out of this. All in all, I think this is a great set. The minifigures are nice, although the clothes they're wearing aren't really accurate. This golden minifigure is really nice. It's nice to get some more chocolate frog cards. I really like this harp build for you to send Fluffy to sleep with. And I also think it's really clever, the printing on Fluffy's heads, how you can have him awake and angry or asleep. That's really clever. And then the actual Hogwarts is really nice as well. You can have it in a load of different ways that look really good, or you can have it in ways where it's fun to play with. Yeah, I think this just gives you a range of different things you can do, and I just think it's a really great set. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.